Hello everyone, this is Jasmina, and in this video I'm going to talk about the sun arrival dates. The sun arrives at the mountain is just another name for the Great Sun Formula, but this name makes much more sense, and I'm going to use this name from now on. And this is the more, I think, traditional name for this method. Now, this actually describes the position of the sun with respect to the fixed stars as we revolve around the sun. That is, we on Earth revolve around the sun. And I'll show you some diagrams, and I think it'll make more sense. Now, because this is outside of the Earth, it uses the heaven plate to define its sectors and the dates associated with it. So what we have here is we are looking at the down from on top of the earth, where our fingers on our right hand go with the flow of the planet. So our fingers wrap this way, our knuckles are here, the tips of the fingers are here. That means our thumb is on our right hand is pointing up. So we are above this plane. This plane here is called the ecliptic. This is the plane on which the sun and the earth rotate. That is, the earth rotates in that plane with respect to the sun. And we are looking down from above at that. Now, the Chinese have simply decided that we're going to start the year with February 4th, and it seems to be in good conjunction with this being in the north sector of the 24 dragons. Now, if you want to see a more complete description of this, there's a website here, and in this one they talk about how the sun moves through the Western astrology signs, the Aquarius and so forth. And it's actually better than what I'm describing here because it's more complete. So if you want to understand this a little more, I think it will help. Now we have what we call fixed stars that are out in the universe, and although they truly are moving, that's why fixed is in quotes, they are so far away we cannot see their movement, certainly not with our naked eye. Some of the more sophisticated telescopes now can, but for the most part they look fixed in the sky. That is, every year on the same day, at the same time of night, you always have the same star positions. Now the sun's position is measured at the local solar noon, and it's with respect to the fixed stars. So everybody, actually finding when solar noon isn't hard. You can Google it if you really want to know, but people from ancient times have been doing this. This is not a hard thing to do. And so during the solar noon, you mark basically 2 points that create a straight line. And then that night, you look along that straight line to see what was that position with respect to these stars that are way out here in the universe. So that's how it's done. Now, on every continent, we see at least a few ancient cultures that mark the solstices and sometimes even the equinoxes through petroglyphs, things that are left on rocks. Now, other cultures probably had stuff, but maybe it wasn't so permanent and it's gone. But this is something that ancient cultures have done before we realized that the earth revolved around the sun. And it doesn't make any difference. And this actually is, we are thinking that the sun is somehow moving when we are the one who's doing the movement. But it will make sense, I hope, in just a second. So if we assume that this defines this date, we will move around the earth, and about a month and a half later we'll be in this position where the sun now will have a different set of background stars. And in fact, every day it changes a little bit. But the background stars here will be different than they were here. So it looks like the sun has moved, but we're the ones moving. So throughout the year, and what I marked here are the equinoxes and the solstices. The earth moves, so the sun has different sets of background stars. So this is February 4th, it'll have whatever background stars are here. March 20th, it'll be here. June 21st, it'll be here. September 23rd, it'll be here. And December 20-something, 22nd, it'll be here, and then it'll go back to here. So it just keeps repeating. And it's, again, we're looking at what we see where the sun had been at solar noon that day. That's how you determine what sector we're in. So now this may make more sense. So as we go around this line, this what is now vertical will tilt. When we reach February 19th, it'll move into the pig sector. When we reach March 5th, it'll move into the Tian sector. So the sun literally arrives at each one of these 24 mountains as the years go by, or as a single year goes by. So now the sun arrival makes so much more sense, why it's called this. And I like this name much better because it really tells you what's happening. So this is just the rings with the names normally associated with it. Now this is biased towards the north because China is the one who started this and they're in the northern hemisphere. So start of winter is this winter in the northern hemisphere. Winter solstice is winter in the hemisphere. Of course, in the southern hemisphere, it's all flipped in terms of summer, winter solstices. But don't worry about it. We just care what day it is to know which 24 mountain ring or which one of the 24 mountain sectors we have in here, where we have the great sun. Used to be called great sun, now is sun arrival dates. So this is by date, the name associated with it, and which of the 24 mountains the sun is in. And these are the house facings that can take advantage of the sun arrival dates. And one thing I want you to note is that if we look here, we go backwards. We're going counterclockwise, sector by sector. So we have south, west 3, then west 1, 2, 3, northwest 1, 2, 3, north 1, and this same general pattern is continuous throughout here. You're always going backwards one sector at a time, and there's a reason for this, which I'll show you in a bit. So this is the second set with the different names and so forth, and this is the third one. So now we need to associate a building or your house's facing direction. This is one of the 24 mountains, but in terms of north 1, 2, 3, and so forth, this uses the earth plate because it's here on earth. And we have to associate it with those dates on the heaven plate. So you know that in the 24 mountains for the earth plate, north 2 is a rat, so we just associate it with the rat. It looks a little weird, but that's how the association happens. Now, the way we arrive at these dates, and I think I talked about this before, but if we take this as an example and we look at what its sector is, this describes a possible facing direction for the house that can take advantage of these dates. And it also describes a house that has a sitting direction here. And then we also have an equilateral triangle with the sitting direction. And so that means the tiger dates work and the dog dates also work. So this gives you the 4 different timings. It's, if you just base it on the facing of your house, that's one. The sitting dates are another, and then the equilateral triangle are the other 2. And this works for all of them. And the next period of time, which would be February 4th, would start on February 4th, everything rotates 1 notch counterclockwise. So this will be north 1, this will be south 1, this will be northeast 2, and this will be west 3. That's just the way it works. And that's why you get that pattern developing on the graphs that or on the charts that I showed you earlier. So this is the important slides. I've got 3 of them. And you can take a screenshot, find the facing direction of your house, and then you will know which dates you can use. If you're south 1, these 4 sets of dates you can use. This is the second group. And you just, again, find your facing direction of your house, and you can use these. And this is the third one in the group. Now, I will have monthly videos that talk about how to apply this, because there are some cautions you need. Now, the sun arrival dates are good for starting renovations in areas that have annual afflictions, even though you have to start in an area that doesn't have one, or it's a good date to do mitigations of past activations of the annual afflictions. So they're useful for many things. And this is what you want to look at if you are having issues. So that's basically it. I'd like to thank you for watching. Please feel free to contact me here if you have any questions, or visit my ad-free website for more information. And if you subscribe, I do have regular monthly videos on, I think, 3 topics, and also some annual videos and regular new videos about new subjects. Thank you again for watching.